In the late 20th century, a retail giant reigned supreme in home entertainment, Blockbuster Video. Its iconic blue and yellow stores dotted shopping centers across the globe, offering a tangible treasure trove of films for every taste. For millions, a trip to Blockbuster was a weekend ritual, a pilgrimage to browse new releases and family favorites. They built a powerful empire on the simple premise of video rental, commanding a vast market share and setting the standard for how families accessed movies outside of theaters. Blockbuster was not just a store, it was a cultural institution, synonymous with home entertainment. Blockbuster's business model was seemingly impenetrable. With thousands of locations worldwide, they offered instant gratification: walk in, pick a movie, take it home. This convenience, combined with a colossal library of titles, cemented their market dominance. Late fees, while a source of customer frustration, were a significant revenue stream, contributing substantially to their bottom line. The company's operations were a logistical marvel, managing inventory across countless physical locations, ensuring new releases were always available. It was a finely tuned machine, seemingly immune to disruption, deeply embedded in consumer habits. Yet, even as Blockbuster soared, a tiny seed of disruption was being planted across the country. In 1997, Netflix emerged as a fledgling startup, founded by Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph. Their initial vision was modest: an online platform offering DVDs for rent, delivered directly to customers' mailboxes. This concept, born from Hastings' own frustration with a Blockbuster late fee, was a radical departure from the prevailing brick-and-mortar model. At this stage, Netflix was a niche player, a curiosity for early adopters, scarcely a blip on Blockbuster's radar. It was a quiet beginning, but one that held the promise of profound change. Netflix's initial business model was deceptively simple but groundbreaking: DVD by mail. Customers selected movies online, and discs arrived in iconic red envelopes. What truly differentiated Netflix, however, was its subscription service, introduced in 1999. For a flat monthly fee, subscribers could rent multiple DVDs with no due dates and, crucially, no late fees. This innovation directly addressed one of Blockbuster's biggest customer pain points and revenue generators. It shifted the financial burden from individual rentals and punitive fees to a predictable, recurring monthly income, fostering customer loyalty and challenging the status quo. By 2000, Netflix, though still small, was growing, and its founders saw an opportunity to partner with the industry leader. Reed Hastings proposed a collaboration to Blockbuster's CEO, John Antioco. The offer was simple: Netflix would manage Blockbuster's online presence and DVD by mail service, acting as the digital arm, while Blockbuster focused on its physical stores. Hastings even suggested selling Netflix to Blockbuster for a mere $50 million. It was an olive branch, a chance for Blockbuster to integrate a nascent technology without having to build it from scratch. But the response was dismissive, a decision that would echo through history. Blockbuster's executives, comfortable in their market dominance, saw little threat from a small DVD by mail company. They viewed Netflix's model as niche, believing customers would always prefer the immediacy of a physical store. The idea of acquiring Netflix seemed ludicrous. Why buy a small, unprofitable company when you already own the market? This decision, rooted in a failure to foresee the coming digital shift, would become one of the most cited examples of corporate short-sightedness. It was a critical juncture, where Blockbuster chose to defend its past rather than invest in its future, sealing its own fate in the unfolding business battle. As the new millennium progressed, the internet was rapidly changing consumer behavior. Broadband penetration increased, and online shopping became mainstream. Netflix, unburdened by brick-and-mortar overheads, capitalized on this trend. Their subscription model, combined with an ever-growing DVD library and sophisticated recommendation algorithms, created a loyal customer base. They were building a scalable, efficient distribution network that bypassed the need for physical retail, fundamentally altering the economics of video rental. The shift from physical media to digital ordering was slowly but surely taking hold, and Netflix was perfectly positioned to ride that wave. Eventually, Blockbuster could no longer ignore Netflix's success. In 2004, years after rejecting Hastings' offer, Blockbuster launched its own online DVD rental service, Blockbuster Online. It mimicked Netflix's subscription model, offering DVD by mail with no late fees. However, this move was reactive, not proactive, and came too late to seize a significant competitive advantage. Blockbuster was playing catch-up on Netflix's home turf, trying to replicate a model that Netflix had already refined. This delayed entry demonstrated Blockbuster's struggle to adapt, still tethered to its legacy business while attempting to embrace the digital future. Blockbuster's most aggressive countermove came in 2006 with Blockbuster Total Access. This innovative hybrid model allowed subscribers to rent DVDs online and return them to any physical Blockbuster store for an in-store exchange. It leveraged Blockbuster's vast network of physical stores as a competitive advantage against Netflix, which only offered mail returns. For a brief period, Total Access proved incredibly popular, attracting millions of subscribers and even causing Netflix's stock to dip. This move showed Blockbuster's potential for innovation when pushed, momentarily suggesting that its physical assets could be a strength, not a weakness. While Blockbuster focused on perfecting its hybrid DVD model, a seismic shift was occurring beneath their feet: the rise of streaming technology. Advances in broadband internet and compression allowed for the efficient delivery of video content over the web, eliminating the need for physical media entirely. Netflix, ever vigilant for technological change, saw the writing on the wall. They began investing heavily in streaming infrastructure and licensing digital content, preparing for a future where movies arrived not in an envelope, but through an internet connection. This was a true paradigm shift, and Netflix was again at the forefront. In 2007, Netflix officially launched its streaming service, Watch Instantly, allowing subscribers to stream a selection of movies and TV shows directly to their computers. Initially, the library was limited, but the potential was immense. This move was a gamble, requiring significant investment in infrastructure and content licensing, and it initially caused some customer confusion and dissatisfaction among their DVD by mail base. However, Reed Hastings understood that physical media had a limited lifespan, and the future was digital. This bold pivot cemented Netflix's role as a technology innovator, willing to disrupt its own successful model for future growth. While Netflix pivoted to streaming, Blockbuster found itself increasingly burdened by its legacy assets. The costs of maintaining thousands of physical stores, managing inventory, and paying staff became unsustainable in a rapidly digitizing market. Their physical footprint, once a strength, was now a crippling liability. Furthermore, Blockbuster's foray into streaming, primarily through Redbox kiosks and a late, clunky online platform, was half-hearted and lacked the integrated user experience Netflix was developing. The company was caught between two worlds, unable to fully commit to either and slowly losing ground on both fronts. The convenience of streaming was undeniable. No more trips to the store, no more late fees, instant access to a vast library from the comfort of home. Consumers began to rapidly embrace the new digital paradigm. Netflix's continuous investment in content and user experience solidified its position as the preferred choice for home entertainment. The shift was not just about technology, it was about convenience, choice, and a fundamentally different way of consuming media. Blockbuster, despite its attempts, simply could not keep pace with the accelerating demands of the digital consumer. By the late 2000s, Blockbuster's financial situation was dire. Despite initiatives like Total Access, the revenue from their declining store base could not offset the growing dominance of Netflix's streaming and DVD by mail services. Mounting debt, poor management decisions, and an inability to truly embrace the digital future led to irreversible losses. The company struggled to divest its physical stores, which became anchors dragging it down. Blockbuster's attempts to compete were too fractured, too late, and lacked the singular vision that propelled Netflix forward. In September 2010, the inevitable happened: Blockbuster filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. It was a somber end for a company that had once seemed invincible, a vivid testament to the perils of failing to innovate. Though some stores lingered for a few more years under Dish Network ownership, the era of Blockbuster as a major player in entertainment was over. The physical video rental store, a cornerstone of American culture for decades, faded into memory, replaced by the ubiquitous streaming interfaces on our screens. A titan had fallen, overthrown not by a direct competitor in its own model, but by a disruptive force with a vision for the future. While Blockbuster collapsed, Netflix ascended to unprecedented heights. Their early bets on streaming, combined with continuous innovation in user experience and original content production, transformed them into a global entertainment powerhouse. By understanding evolving consumer preferences and having the courage to abandon old models, Netflix not only survived but thrived, becoming the dominant force in how millions consume media worldwide. The company that Blockbuster once dismissed as a niche player had not just won the business battle, it had redefined the very landscape of entertainment itself, setting the stage for the streaming era. The Blockbuster-Netflix rivalry is more than just a business story, it's a testament to the relentless pace of technological change and the critical importance of adaptability. It illustrates how market leaders can be undone by disruption if they cling too tightly to outdated models and fail to embrace innovation. Netflix's success wasn't just about offering a better service, it was about foreseeing the future of media consumption and building the infrastructure to support it. This battle forever changed how we watch movies and television, ushering in an era of on-demand content that has fundamentally reshaped our relationship with entertainment. Today, the entertainment industry continues to evolve, but the core lesson from Blockbuster's fall and Netflix's rise remains profoundly relevant. Businesses must be willing to cannibalize their own successful models, to innovate even when profitable, and to listen to the subtle shifts in consumer behavior. The legacy of this business battle is a stark reminder that even the most dominant enterprises are vulnerable to disruption if they neglect to adapt. It serves as a compelling case study in strategic foresight, technological adoption, and the courage to change course in the face of an uncertain future, echoing across every industry.